Nancy Pelosi is very, very upset with President Trump. Now, why is she upset? Why? Well, she's upset because President Trump had a few things to say today. And we're going to show you that. I got to pull up the True Social post because Trump was kind of going ham a little bit earlier on True Social. Here's one of them right here. So this is Trump on True Social. Until this happens, nothing will change. It's like Trump sounds like the people that are always criticizing Trump on the right. And they're like, nothing ever changes or nothing will happen. And it's like, yeah, Trump feels the same way, bro. You know what I mean? He also said it's time to indict Obama, the traitor, for treason. I love that the leader of the free world, the president of the United States of America, is putting this type of stuff out there on social media. And it's making them very uncomfortable. He also had a few things to say about one alcoholic, Nancy Pelosi. All right, here it is. Oh, it wasn't on True Social, right here. So here's Trump right here.
Things very carefully, and this just happened. So I'll take a look at it. But conceptually, I like it. And what I do think is Nancy Pelosi should be investigated because she has the highest return of anybody practically in the history of Wall Street, save a few. How did that happen? It happened by she knows exactly what's going to happen, what's going to be announced. She buys stock, and then the stock goes up after the announcement's made. And she ought to be investigated.
And so Nancy Pelosi appeared on CNN, and she wasn't very happy with Jake Tapper asking her about that.
This afternoon, President Trump mentioned you, and he made an allegation about your investments. I want to roll that clip and then give you a chance to respond.
Yeah. What's up? What are we doing here?
Seem to be having some sort of
indictments.
It was. But let me just read what he said. I'm sorry that we had some sort of technical issue.
Nancy Pelosi does not want this. Like, she's trying to like move from it. Like, so she's like, thank goodness. So Nancy Pelosi sabotaging the video. Okay, we know she sabotaged the video because she doesn't want them to hear it. So here's Jake Tapper reading it.
Seem to be having some sort of
indictments.
But let me just read what he said. I'm sorry that we had some sort of technical issue. Nancy Pelosi became rich.
Why do you have to read that? We're here to talk.
Dude, she is very uncomfortable right now. She is very uncomfortable.
But let me just read what he said. I'm sorry that we had some sort of technical issue. Nancy Pelosi became rich.
Why do you have to read that? We're here to talk about the 60th anniversary of Medicaid. That's what I agreed to come to talk about.
But I
and
wanted
what that means in the election.
I wanted to give you a chance just to respond. He accused you of insider trading. What's your response to that?
That's ridiculous. In fact, I very much support the trading of members of Congress. Not that I think anybody's doing anything wrong. If they are prosecuted and they go to jail. But because of the confidence it instills in the American people, don't worry about this. But I have no concern about the obvious investments that had been made over time. I'm not into it. My husband is, but it isn't anything to do with anything insider. But the president has his own exposure, so he's always projecting. He's always projecting. And let's not give him any more time on that, please. We're going forward here, and I'm very proud of my...
I don't know. It sounded like she says I'm not into it, but my husband is. But I think she wasn't. I think she was misspeaking, but it does sound like she was admitting something. I don't think she was admitting what we think she was. I think she's an old senile bitch who misspoke, but it did sound like she was admitting that.
Family, and while he might make fun of us, while somebody inspired by him breaks into our home and hits my husband in a deadly fashion, hits my husband over the head, and he thinks that's a riot, I'd rather not go into some of my other complaints about him right now, rather to talk about the 60th anniversary of Medicaid and Medicare. What a triumph, a great pillar of economic and health security for the American people. We had over the weekend a Caring Across Generations initiative of a 60-hour vigil of all of us taking turns, myself, my daughter, my granddaughter, and all the rest taking turns over 60 hours to tell stories of how all of this, what all this means in people's lives. We, since just since all this has emerged, have had 300,000 calls.
The fact that she was doing anything she could to avoid that topic, and she is trying to make, I don't know if he follows up at all. There's still 40 seconds left, so we'll see.
From our Californians, 2 people in Republican held districts, for them to call the constituents to call their Republican members of Congress who have voted for this shameful, dirty, filthy, stinking, lousy, rotten, anything but beautiful act. And now we are engaged in the Save Medicaid Summer. So today is the 60th anniversary. It's something to be very, very proud of. And instead of what the Republicans are doing to deprive people of access to health care who need it so badly, people with disabilities who need it so badly, for the children
let me ask you,
who need it so badly.
Polling over.
All right. I guess he didn't follow up with her, but I'd see this post right here. Over the past decade, Nancy Pelosi has openly and repeatedly called for Trump to be imprisoned. Don't whine when it comes back at you, Nancy.
Tonight, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi escalating her war of words against the president. Politico reporting that during a meeting Tuesday, she was pressed by Judiciary Committee Chairman Jerry Nadler to start impeachment proceedings. NBC News has learned from a congressional source in the room. Pelosi then said about the president, "I don't want to see him impeached. I want to see him in prison." Pelosi has indicated she wants the president prosecuted after leaving office. Pelosi is facing pushback from a growing number of Democrats calling for an impeachment inquiry, up to 60 House members. But Pelosi insists it's too soon.
We're following the facts. We'll take them where they lead us.
According to Politico, Judiciary Chairman Nadler told some Democrats he might subpoena Robert Mueller in the next 2 weeks. Nadler has said he's confident Mueller will come in soon, but it will be behind closed doors. Tonight, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi escalating her war of words against the president.
So yeah, I mean, don't get upset when it's come back around you full circle now, Nancy Pelosi, you piece of shit. So we'll see how that one goes. But I was just glad to see her very, very uncomfortable, with President Trump calling her out. And now she just was like, you don't have to read this. You don't have to read that. You don't talk about this. Yes, Nancy, we should talk about it. We should talk about it constantly. How is she still a thing is my question. How is Nancy Pelosi still a thing? I mean, how old is she? She's got to be like 150 at this point. It's crazy.